Shipping through the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden has been precarious for months, but the threat has now reached the next level. A missile attack by Yemeni Houthi rebels struck a Greek-operated commercial ship in what are the first reported deaths after months of attacks on private vessels. A Houthi military spokesperson says true confidence was struck by several naval missiles after the ship's crew ignored its warning messages. U.S. and British officials say 2 sailors are dead and 6 others are injured. The attack forced the crew to abandon the ship. Earlier this year, dozens of countries, including Canada, the U.S., UK, and South Korea, called for an end to illegal attacks in the Red Sea.
So we will continue to hold them accountable, and we call on governments around the world to do the same.
The strike on True Confidence comes a day after the Indian Navy helped put out a fire on a Liberian-flagged ship struck by a Houthi missile. U.S. and British forces have launched strikes in retaliation to the attacks on commercial ships, but the rebel group says these attacks will continue until the siege on Gaza is lifted.
We are going to use the most effective means at our disposal to cut off the Houthis' financial resources where they are used to fund these attacks.
The ramped-up attacks follow the sinking of MV Rubimar last weekend. The British-owned carrier was the first commercial ship to sink from an attack 2 weeks prior. The conditions have seen some firms look for longer alternative routes or are paying higher insurance costs.
We continue to talk to partners in the region about how they ought to make clear to the Houthis that these attacks are irresponsible, that they endanger international commerce, and that they hurt the economies of countries in the region as well as countries around the world.
Meantime, 3 undersea communications cables have been cut in the Red Sea, impacting a quarter of all traffic flowing through the sea. Officials have not attributed the cut cables to any entity. The Houthis have denied any involvement. Kyle Benning, Global News.